Who decided that little circle thing would be there?
Hey,
We're live. All right. Welcome back, folks, to another episode of Put a Stamp on It podcast. I have your host here, Gary Frosso. I am also the host, Jose Ariano. And it's been a minute since I've been here, but don't forget, I haven't forgot about you. We have a whole bunch of content to talk about. Hopefully you can keep up. A lot of stuff's happening.
Episode 19, if you're following, make sure you follow us on all the major platforms. Instagram, Facebook, Stitcher, any podcast, YouTube. It's all under Put a Stamp on It. Pretty simple. If not, you can follow us off any of our web pages as well. We appreciate any of the support and sharing. Happy to have my partner back. It's been a minute.
Been a minute, man.
Definitely has.
That's all right.
Yeah.
It's okay. I mean, dude, main thing most recently, I know you went to Chicago.
Right.
I've always wanted to go to Chicago. I've seen the Windy City. Is it really, really that windy?
It wasn't that windy when we were out there, but I mean, it caught a lot of breeze. For sure, like during the time, I mean, cause it was weird. Like 1 minute, you can tell we were from California. me and my buddy Ryan Dobbs, we get off the plane, we catch the train, we shoot. Oh, it's an hour train ride, all the way through, and then we get there, it's raining, and
an hour train ride.
Yeah, because like from the airport O'Hara all the way to pretty much to the Lake Michigan, which is like right downtown is where we're at.
Yeah.
So we would have took an Uber or drove, it's like 2 hours. But we take a train, $5. You hop it, the monorail or something like that. It's underground, and then it goes above. That was an hour ride, and they just stop you, on every there's a couple stops here and there.
Yeah,
and it's just they go both ways.
Okay.
And they shoot out to the city. So it's kind of like when you're like out, like my brother's in Long Beach, so he shoots that out to LA.
Yeah, it's easy transport.
Easy transport for sure. But it was good, man. We went out there for the N.A.R YPN, the Young Professional Network. It was my first time out there, so it was like cool because I was able to go out there this year, and then I'm able to go out there next year too as well. But man, a lot of sightseeing for sure.
Yeah, because I saw you on your Instagram and a lot of buildings. It looked gnarly, and like I kept telling you, man, dude, I totally picture myself in a wetsuit just flying through the buildings. You're kidding me, but it looked very, very nice, man. And
the buildings are crazy, man. It's just huge, like everything that surrounds you. And then when it starts getting, it's just live.
Yeah.
And when it starts getting dark, it's cool because all the lights and everything and just everything plays in. It's just such an active city, man.
Right.
100% food everywhere, shopping everywhere. I mean, it's just fast paced, like it goes downstairs, upstairs as you're walking around.
Really?
Like you'll be walking on one street and then it drops down and there's another street under it. It just because it's in 2 levels, like some of it is higher than the others. Okay. Kind of like bridges and stuff like that. But then they're like longer extended streets and you can get into like a lot of buildings and stuff.
Yeah.
But no, man, it was cool though. It for sure was an experience, man. I can't wait to get back. I mean, it really made me want to move and head to the cities. But the biggest takeaway was like being able to be around other individuals that were in the same industry.
Right.
But were really like friendly. Like everybody just was so educated in the real estate game, outside of just traditional sales. But everybody had like different points of view on how to grow business, be in business, how they educate themselves. And we're talking people from California who brought out the most, and we seem to be the biggest with the most agents. And then we went all the way to freaking like New York, all the way to Canada. Like there was people from everywhere.
That's crazy.
But everybody had a bit of different advice and information for you.
So then the main thing, because sometimes when you get in settings like that, you get like the rock star agents that just like produce at a high volume or very highly successful agents. From you being there, did you notice like anyone was ego tripping or
no? You know why? Is because like when you go to like the Mike Ferry events that we go to, they're a little more ego driven because people are actually paying to be there.
Right.
People are, that's just kind of that mentality. But here at the for the YPN, like this is more like people are volunteering for free. That's their time that they're getting nothing back from to give back to the N.A.R.
Okay.
The National Association of Realtors, and to help fight laws and help pass things, and then to educate other agents and then bring them into the business and create other leaders. So what happens is you find more people that are like willing to help in that, like go through the grind, but they're just so nice. It's just like, you know what I mean? So there's no real ego tripping because no one really gives a shit how many houses you sell. Like no one's asking, no one's really awesome. Like, well, how many houses you sell? Yeah. Like there's some dude talking about how he's trying to get his price point up to 22 million, but you would never have known. He's a surfer. It's just real chill.
Yeah.
And then you talk to other people that, that have big teams, small teams, but but what you realize is where you go to these other things, it's all sales based, where it's like, sells. But when you're there, it's education.
Yeah.
So what's going to separate you from others, and we hear this from our broker all the time, is like being educated, knowing your contracts, knowing your product, knowing how to offer these services. And that's kind of what being a realtor is all about, really, is really offering that on top of.
Okay.
It really just gave me a whole different perspective about what the importance of holding that license really means. So
did you get the backstory, like more passion-driven people at these
anybody
events?
who does something, anybody who's flying out to Chicago on their own dollar for free, on their own dollar, not getting paid for, like, would you go do? You know what I mean? Like, you can't really ask, like, hey man, we can't get people to come to free events sometimes here in Bakersfield, like right across the street. Let alone because that's what I'm saying. You're getting a dedicated person who's their own money to go over there to participate in learning. Yeah.
So, but everything that you got out of it was very much well worth it, I'd imagine, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. It felt good to be around different people, and and again, that whole concept of like being associated, and then you're exchanging cards and numbers, and that you can call them up. They're telling you how business out they're doing in New England. They're telling you how they're doing business in Chicago, what works for them, and you're just like, dang, like, okay, like that's cool, like
just a bunch of nuggets.
Right. Because not everybody's sitting there banging on the phones and picking them up and making cold calls. A lot of them do just business different ways, and how they have their teams and how they educate their teams and stuff like that. And some of them a couple of them, like there was a girl out there who's like last year she got really big on social, does great business in Cleveland, and now she's a speaker. So they're flying her out to speak at places. I'm like, and she just kind of stumbled upon that, being in the right place at the right time. But it's cool to see that, Yeah. And then, but hanging out with my boy Ryan, though, man, like Ryan's on point, dude. Like he's passionate about what he's doing. He's going to be our president of the YP in Bakersfield next year. But he's just like hanging out with him that amount of time really made you appreciate why we got a license. So, but no, man, overall the city, the experience, and then a lot of them, man, they travel everywhere too. Like like they're all going to San Francisco, man. These guys, last time they did it in Boston, so like they all these big organizations. They just go, they'll just go to different places like that. But it's pretty cool to see all of them participate.
Yeah, man, because just on the pictures, if you don't follow Mr. Gary Frosto, you follow him on Instagram, you'll kind of get a sense of everything. Some of the stories might have already passed already, but definitely if you scroll back through a couple of his posts, you'll see how neat and beautiful Chicago is, and the rain. Cali boys out there, I saw it. I thought, holy shit! Of all the chances in the tank top, shorts, and running shoes, it's just pouring rain. But I mean, that's cool though. It's a new atmosphere, new setting, and for me, man, it's like I think it's really cool that you put yourself in that position because I remember at one point you were like, I don't know if I want to go.
To where, Chicago?
Yeah, you were like you wanted to go, but you were kind of hesitant, like no.
Well, honestly, and maybe this can kind of go for anything. Like I kind of really didn't want to participate in a lot of stuff, like in general. Like I felt like getting into you get into your own ways of just doing certain things. Like here's my rhythm of what I do all the time. I come, here's what I do for work, here's the things I'm doing, and then on top of that, like you don't break from it, and what you realize, like sometimes that stuff's gonna drive you crazy because you have to do some things that are different. You have to get a little bit more creative. You can't always sit there and do the same thing. So what I mean was how I was taught to sell in real estate was one particular way.
Right.
And once I got out of that, and now there's, and I realized that, there's so many different ways to do business. You start, you start finding out that the only way you're going to become better, and you start figuring out, the more people you meet, and the more people you associate with, and the more people you start learning from and stuff like that. I mean, you can read books all day long, and you can watch seminars and all these things, but like when you're actually taking off and meeting new people and you're seeing how they are, and just like anything else, man, that the cream rises to the top, right? So like the ones that want to help you the most are always going to be there to help you. So you get to have a lot of conversations with them and enjoy their experiences, but it's just pretty much getting outside of your comfort zone.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people have that problem because of, well, I'm stuck on this. What do I got to do? Well, you see a lot of people, you just have to reach out. Sometimes people are scared to take that first step. Like, hey man, I'm tired of this. What do I do? And it's like you said, if you get out of your comfort zone and just ask questions, because there are a lot of highly successful people that genuinely 100% want to help you succeed, right? But most people, I don't know what to do. Take a shot at it. Don't be scared. It might be scary at first, but then once you get one down and talk to one person, and it's a domino effect. Oh, okay. Well, so-and-so is a single mom. She does this. How does she do it? Reach out to that person. Figure this out. Oh, man, that guy's highly successful. Mm-hmm. Reach out. Ask questions. But I think a lot of times people are just nervous to ask questions.
Well, you know, the other thing too is I don't know, like the word successful, I feel is, I'm hearing it like that person's successful, but then like your definition of successful is different maybe than what that person's definition. Like someone could tell me that they, you know, yeah, man, my price point is 22 million and I sell all this, and then let's just say they're like, I never see my family. Like, to me, then I don't want that life.
Exactly.
So it isn't necessarily, my thoughts are like, it isn't necessarily reaching out to become successful, but maybe it's more or less reaching out to get a form of education, you know, and basically create new relationships with new people, and getting new friends and new partners, and just doing things, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like outside of your comfort zone. And a lot of times that those experiences are going to take you into some other route of something you may like, whether it's like, you know, hey, I'm going to go golf, and you golf with a bunch of different people, or you go hang out with a certain buddies that have new guys that do this, you know, you just got to do something. And I think that's kind of what that's what's going to keep you healthy. That's what's going to keep your mind well. That's what's going to kind of extend your life, is the fact that the more connections and creations, you know, that you and memories you create with individuals everywhere.
Yeah.
And then if the outcome comes out to being business, then great. Because I'm not going to say that if this guy I'm talking to is broke and he's went up and down and up and down, but right now he's at the worst point of his life, but we're having a conversation, you know, if I'm learning something from him, I'm learning something from him. So maybe, you know, I'm more into, I just don't want things, I hate to think of things as monetary, you know what I mean? And like when I was having a conversation with somebody out there, every time they talked about making a team and growing a team and how to get out of the business and all this stuff that they want to do and all these goals that they have and everywhere that they went to get better, and they've educated themselves on their own dollar, like $8,000 programs. I mean, crazy stuff. I'm like, but he had it all outlined, but never once was he like, I never heard him say it was about the money. Like he never was like, I'm going to make a bunch of money. He was just like passionate about creating this thing, you know? So it's almost like, I'm passionate about painting this picture, but I'm not concerned if I can sell it or not.
Right.
You know, and that's okay. I mean, some people are going to see it different ways, but I think when you've been in the shit show of things, you know, then you kind of can take a step back and say, okay, well, I've seen the grass on this side and I've seen it on that side, and I kind of want to find the medium in the middle.
Right. And that just comes down to, you know, asking, trying to figure out different things for your own, because you're right. Success can come in different forms, and I'm not saying monetary value. If that's for you, great. If it's not, great. If you want to get that self-fulfillment, that you want to go ahead and run 50 Ironman marathons in 50 states, great, more power to you. But you have to really find out what success is for your own right. You know,
I mean, what's gonna further what's going to continue to help you grow your soul? You know what I mean? And like us doing this Ironman that's coming up October 27th. In Lebec, right? Yeah, in Lebec.
Spartan training.
Oh, my bad. Spartan training. No, not yet. Ironman.
Go set the level.
But no, so like we're gonna do this Spartan. You know, it's only 3.5 miles right now, and you know it's kind of the starter into it. But like me and Manny were talking today. Manny's like, man, like I wasn't taking it serious at first, but now I'm like, man, I kind of want to do really good. Like I'm getting kind of competitive, and I'm like, man, you know, would you ever do an Ironman? He's like, maybe, you know, but then maybe, So this can be the start of something else. This can be the start of groups. This would be the start. Yeah, so. Like, I'm going to say it, you know, but I pity anybody who's sitting still and not doing anything different.
No, nobody's
like just pick up a book, watch a different TV show, watch a different movie, go to, you know, if you're by yourself tonight, just go to the fucking movies by yourself. Just do something different than what you do all the time, man, because a lot of times that shit is just depressing. Like you just get caught in that, you know, in that struggle, you know, just get out and do other things. So, you know, it's cool to do those things like taking off. And that's why you know, being a part of this organ. And then that got me thinking too, like, man, what else could I want to be a part of? Like, you know, maybe I can have a little bit more time. It's not really a lot of time I'm dedicating to it. Yeah. And that's kind of clicking to different things because you saw these different avenues that all open up, you know? Yeah. And it's something that our broker always mentions to us. Tony's always like, man, you got to just meet people. You got to just, you know, network and you know, without any expectations of it, you know. Once we expect something, we're on the wrong end of it. You're just there just to be there, and that's it, you know. And at first, I mean, I'm gonna be real with you. Like when we got there, like the majority of people were Caucasian, you know. Okay. And I'm like, and I told Ryan, we had a conversation. I was like, yo, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm like a lot of Caucasians make me nervous. He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, they're just well spoken more than I am. I'm like, and they carry themselves different, and they look like they're right out of TV shows and shit like that. Like, oh really? Yeah. And I'm like, he's like, dude, that's just all in your head, bro. And I'm like, I guess you're right. You know, like, because I mean, I'm I'm confident in myself that I can admit that, because I think sometimes people think shit and they won't have the balls to say it.
Yeah.
But I'm like, if I can say it, I hear it, then I got to hear how stupid it sounds, or I got to work through it.
Yeah.
But you can, right? And I'm like, okay, you know what, man? Like, let me just get moving here. You know, I start talking.
Put the
you start
guard down
shaking.
a little bit. Put the guard down
You know, because I don't know how they're looking at me. Like, you know, I'm blasted, got tattoos, and, you know, bald head, and like maybe I look a little more,
See,
they're a little more
crazy.
concerned,
Yeah,
you know, like
hey,
that.
Hey,
and maybe I'm thinking into it too much, and so, you know, but like I told them, you know, and I'm like, you know, I'm just being open with these. Like, nah, man, you're good. Like, just don't overthink it so much, you know. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So then as they kind of progressed, the trip, we got a little bit more. You know, I'm like, you know, I'm gonna initiate the high. Like, hey, how's it going? How you doing? And everybody just after that made you start realizing everybody's cool as shit, you know, and just kind of further that. Other thing too, man, that deep dish pizza.
Is it really Chicago deep dish? Like, is it
it's good.
Really that good?
It's good. I was telling Manny today that man, I fell off for the past 4 days, man. I only ate deep dish twice, but I mean, it's so freaking like. It's a big ass.
What do you have? I'm curious because I'm a foodie. What was it? Did you get just regular cheese pepperoni, or was it like flat meat layer?
Well, first off, we couldn't order what we wanted. They ordered it for us, so it was like kind of like, you know what I mean. So they keep it basic, like cheese, pepperoni, and sausage and pepperoni.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like when they're paying for the food, like you know what I mean? Like you can't be like, well, can I get this? Like, no, don't be that guy.
Lobster? No.
Yeah, I wish, but no, it's just a regular. I did the sausage and pepperoni, but it was good though, man. I mean, it was legit.
Yeah.
And then I heard that, you know, you don't go order hot dogs with just ketchup because they'll look at you like you're crazy. Like I think they know that you're not from like hot dog with just ketchup. Like you got it. Like when they order them, they're just completely onion. I mean, but I felt like shit though. Like these past 4 days, like I got the gym in once, and then like the time change difference, and then trying to catch up to sleep, and then just eating that and then like most of the morning I was eating like bars and drinking water, like and you know, buying bananas and shit like
trying
that.
To maintain some type
of
just
but it was just like it just, you know, when sometimes when you're in your bed, man, it just really crushes you. You're just like, oh god, and it's all caught up to me like the last 2 days.
Yeah.
I just like sluggish, you know.
Jet lag.
You know? Oh, for real. And then we got
that's jet lag.
Yeah, I think so. Then we got caught up on the planes too. Like we were supposed
man, that was bad.
Sunday. So Sunday we were supposed to get there, leave at 6,
right?
Fly from Chicago, land in Phoenix, fly from Phoenix, and land in Bakersfield at 10 o'clock at night. We get there at 6. They're like, the flights are pushed back. Something happened with customs where they couldn't check people in a certain way, and this went I guess happened at a bunch of airports.
They said no to the wand. We need a hey, no, it's not going there.
So 6 o'clock pushed back to 7, which pushed back to 8, and then by that time they're like, well, if you have a connecting flight, you better go find out what's going to happen. So we run over there, check the connecting flight, a bunch of other people. And they're like, well, that one's probably going to, you know, you're going to miss it. So what we can do though is we got you another flight already booked for the next day. You can fly to Phoenix, and then you can fly out of Phoenix the next day, and you'll be back at home by like 3, I think it was like 4 or 5 or something like that. So me and Ryan are like, damn, we just got to get to California. Like we just got to get to California. So we're like, can you send us to LA? Booked. I'm like, you know, what about any surrounding ones? Booked. Fresno, can't send you there. We don't fly to Fresno. I'm like, okay. And then like we're just sitting there, and Ryan's like, how about San Diego? And they're like, we can get you to San Diego. And while we're having this conversation, people are booking flights too, trying to get there, right?
Yeah.
He's like, he just locked in 2 seats for us. And he goes, you guys have to make a decision. Do you want to fly to San Diego or not?
Yeah.
And Ryan called his girlfriend. He was like, babe, can you come get us? She's like, sure, I'll come get you guys.
Yeah.
So we're going to land. I think we're going to land by like 12:30 or something like that. She's going to pick us up. So we freaking go, wait, land, hop in the car, gas up. We didn't even gas up yet. She started gas. Got in the car, got some food, smashed all the way back, man, from San Diego all the way to Bakersfield. I think we got here like 4:30.
Damn.
I went late in bed, tried to pass out as quick as I could. I was up by like 8:30, started getting ready. I had to go show some houses to that client that you're helping me out with in the morning, and then go do the open house. I was like, oh, Lord. And then we watched the fight that night, which is amazing.
That makes for a long ass. That fight was pretty good.
I will say this, like, because I've always been really short-tempered, and I'm always like, when something bad happens, I'm always like, God damn it, I can't believe this shit. But I was like, I really sat there at that time, and I was like, you know what, though? I told Ryan, I was like, you know what? Generally, I'll get mad about this shit. I'd be really pissed off. I was like, but man, I was like, it was dope in Chicago hanging out with everybody. I was all, I'm like, I get if I could kick it here. Like, oh, well, like, you know, like, it is what it is. Like, it's an experience I can say that we've always had, you know?
Right,
And so it's just different memory,
yeah.
Different perspective of looking at it.
That's nice, man.
It was legit,
that's dude. Yeah, because I remember one time when I went to Mexico, I was 16, flying back over here Well, we were hovering over there in TJ
Uh-huh.
because that's when we took off. It's cheaper to go straight to TJ.
Mhm.
So we take off. Mom drops me off at TJ. I go to Mexico, come back about a month and a half later.
Mhm.
The airplane can't land in TJ because of the fog. It's
Mhm.
really thick as shit. Now, I'm 16 years old. I'm like flying by myself. Never
Mhm.
done that before. And they're hovering. And then they redirect us to another state below, Mexicali. I'm like, holy crap, where's that? My mom's already waiting for me there. Now, granted, they didn't have cell phones at the time, so I have no way to get in contact. Hey, we're flying over here. But they must have told her, we fly to Mexicali. I'm getting off. I'm like, hey, no, I'm supposed to land in TJ. They're like, no, you're going to ride this bus. Dude, I can't get the smell out of my head sitting there in a bus completely packed. And there's this, people don't shower there regularly.
Mhm.
So you got this foul stench. And for it was a 4-hour drive from Mexicali. We were up to TJ, and I'm scared as shit. I said, my mom's going to leave me. She's going to leave me. I'm never going to see my family again. All this shit started running through my
How old
head.
were you? Like, you teens?
I was 16.
I was
dude.
16.
And I'm just like, what the hell am I going to do? My mom's going to leave me. I'm going to have to, like, talk my way. And, dude, I had this all planned out where, okay, I had these 2 statues of the Virgin Mary and Joseph, and I was going to give them to my mom as a gift. I said, look, I'll have to sell these, whatever I can, go up to the border and tell the guys, hey, I'm an American. I was born in Bakersfield, California, and try to talk my way to see if I can get in contact with my mom if she had to leave me.
Wasn't that born in East LA?
Man, something like that. I was just like, shit, dude. So now bigger, I'd imagine being able to take care of myself. But yeah, dude, that layover flight is fucking horrendous, dude. Just for me waiting. So I can only imagine now. Like,
that was funny. They gave this lady a voucher, and so like I felt bad because this girl's crying, right? Like
Really?
So we're right here. This guy's right here. He's pissed off. He has a really deep accent, and then the lady has a deep accent. So they're not getting each other, right? So me and Ryan are right here, like trying to get our shit together, and then this girl right here is crying. She's like, "You guys aren't understanding me. I've been flying all over the country and the States trying to get home. I just want someone to care." She's by herself like a young girl. I'm like, damn, like, cause I mean, and then there's people that are flying out of the States that had to stay, and like this other girl, they gave her a voucher. Here, we'll provide you a voucher for some food. She's like, $12. And then me and Ryan looked at each other. Ryan's like, damn, we couldn't even buy a Chinese food meal with a drink for $12. It was like $20. Everything was so expensive. Like anything you got, like a Red Bulls were $8. Like, I mean, I was just like, God, this is crazy. Like all this shit was just expensive. And then plus it went to the airport's even more expensive.
Yeah, the airport.
So, but I mean, yeah, it is what it is. But
that's
it was
crazy.
fun.
They don't try to give you like I'd imagine like if your flight you would have took the one the next day. They don't give you like a hotel voucher.
No, they'll give you a hotel to stay in.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
But I heard the hotels are shitty though. Like that's what some of the people behind me are like, dude, you do not want to stay in the hotels. Like they're shitty. I'm like, I don't know, man. I was like, whatever.
Just some place to sleep.
I'm like, and then like, so one guy had I guess he had already put his stuff on the flight, checked his bag in too. But I don't know if I don't think his stuff flew out, but he had to try to find out how to get it back out of the plane. And it's funny because the second time when we were going to go into the plane, the lady's like, do you want to check your bag in for free? And I'm like, nah, it's cool. I'll hang on to it. I'm like, I don't know what's going to happen. Dude, as long as I got my charger, my AirPods in my bag, I'm like,
you're good.
Yeah, I'll figure it out, dude. I was like, dude, this is hilarious. But yeah, man, it was cool shit, dude, for sure. I mean, I definitely want to hit some other places up, man. I'd like to go to New York. They said Chicago was like a clean New York. So check this out, right?
I can see that.
So we're walking down the street, right? There's really not a lot of homeless, but there's homeless there. And it's funny because like they follow you. Like they just don't sit there. Some of them have signs and they'll be like that, but some of them will follow you. So you're walking and they're like, hey, my man, hey. You're like, yeah, what's up? He's like, yo, you got $1? You got $1? And I'm like, no, I ain't got $1. And then they'll turn around and be like, hey, this guy ain't even got $1. Like, he ain't got no $1. Man, who doesn't have $1? And then like, if there's another homeless there, he'll be like, this guy ain't even got $1. And you're like looking at him like, damn, dude, I feel dumb. I ain't got $1. Shit. I'm like, but they clowned you though.
Yeah, they're trying to use that psychological aspect. Like, hey, I got $1.
Like, you got $1? You ain't got $1. I was like, oh man, but it was hilarious.
That's crazy. It's a numbers game because imagine if you did have $1 because they're not asking for $5 or $10, $1. You figure you ask 25 people, you pay $25, and like less than $1. Like, hey man, you got just $1. That's it. I got $2. No. I just want $1. Trying to downplay it.
But it was cool, man. It was for sure. It was a good experience, good time, all that, man. Definitely looking forward. That trip was cool. I can't wait till we go again. I definitely want to go on more trips and stuff like that. Just kind of hit out there, fly out there, take one of the kids, the little older ones here and there, because you can take the young ones, but they can't. It's hard for them to experience what's going on. Like, not until maybe they're like in their teens and they kind of get it. You know what I mean? You can kind of do things and go places, experience stuff. So
exactly,
that kind of really got me thinking about that. But man, dude, it was good to get home. Did you watch the fight this weekend?
No, man. I saw the highlights. I was at another party, which was cracking, by the way. Thank you guys for inviting us. But yeah, man, I was watching the fights and I saw the highlights. Man, it was pretty damn good.
Yeah, there's some good fights, man. Freaking Diaz, that was a war right there.
West Coast gangster, right?
And then he said that shit like a nerd.
He's a West Coast gangster. He's not a gangster.
And then I can't believe Cormier got beat, dude. That was a good fight, and then he just got. I mean, he's heavy.
He got caught.
He's heavyweight, dude. Like heavy. Like he looked like he was putting on no types of cardio, like at all. Like at least prepare a little bit for it. So, but that's cool, man. I like watching the fights because like it's a cool time that like my brother ends up in town. Everybody ends up. I mean, yeah, it costs me a lot of money to host the fight, but. You know, we all come through, we kick it. The experience is cool. It's chill, man. Everybody gets to come through and hang out, get to see all my family. So that's always cool. The football game was on too, so I try to throw both of them on the screen. But man, I can't wait for football to start.
Yeah, it's right around the corner, man.
Yeah. So what's up with you, man? What's been going on?
Well, no, man. Celebrated win anniversary last week.
Yeah, where'd you go?
We ended up going to Santa Barbara, Ritz-Carlton.
How was that?
I was dope.
Tell me about it.
Talk about like first class treatment.
Mm-hmm.
Shit was exquisite.
Yeah.
I highly recommend.
Did you guys get massages there?
Oh yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Oh, your boy knocked out. Yeah, dude. I was like, the dude was like talking to him. You know me.
Dude gave you a massage?
A dude gave me a massage. It's all right. I'm okay with my manhood. I'm secure with my sexuality. Besides, he got in there. His name was Anders.
Anders. Did he whisper that in your ear?
He did.
He's all. He's all. Does it smell like Anders?
I was like, hey, Anders, that's cool. And it's crazy because he's very subtle and delicate because he would do these mannerisms that, you know, kind of, it was okay because my wife was next to me and there was another guy there and he looked like he was like kind of on, you know, a straight up guy, but he was just like, hi, Mr. Ariano, my name is Anders. I will go ahead and be giving you a massage and very sensual. And I'm like, all right, buddy, would you like me to focus on certain aspects?
Y'all just focus on my front of my thighs.
I did. The front of my thighs and the back hamstrings. I've been running a lot. He's like, yeah, I got a little bit concerned because then he says, oh, do you forgot a lot? You look like you do. I'm like, I need reaffirmation from another guy that I work out a lot. But he found this damn knot in the back of my head that I swear it felt like he was shoving a screwdriver in the back of my head. Mm. It hurt like hell, dude. Just on one side, damn it. But then he got it out and I felt relaxed. Yeah. I don't remember, but I guess I knocked out in the whole process. But man, I woke up feeling refreshed and I'm like, hey man, he actually, you know, they refer to you like by your name, Mr. Ariano. Thank you so much. And so everywhere welcome, and he used like these massages, these oils that definitely did give me a lot more energy. Yeah. But the cool thing about it was that afterwards he's all like, okay, I don't know why, dude. In the hip area, he barely touched me. I was giggling like a little schoolgirl. I could not stop. I was like, hey, stop. What the hell?
I think we need to stop the podcast right now, sir.
No, check. No, but he tells me he's all.
Let me give a recap here. So Anders supplely touched your.
That's your word. That's your word. No.
Touched your right hip.
Professionally touched my right.
And you giggled quadrant like a schoolgirl.
He pressed down on it. And I started giggling. He's all like, and then he was concerned. Like,
wait, was your wife jealous?
No,
a little bit. Like, Anders, stop it, Anders.
No, but now she knows for next time, make homeboy laugh, touch the hip area. But he was concerned. He's all like, that is not normal. It should not be that sensitive. So we're going. You will have to practice some stretchings. So he showed me certain things to stretch out. I was like, all right. I was like, it's done, but I was like,
yes, but the energy, you feel it. Yes.
Yeah, he goes, yeah, you're very tense. The body's not functioning the way it should. The flexibility. I was like, man, how do you find all these spots? You're a professional, right? Because you find these knots in your body.
Anders knows men.
He's like, yeah, no, Anders, thank you. But afterwards, he gave me a list. He's like, yes, here are some things that you can do so that way the hip area is not sensitive and you can go ahead. And he gave me a list. I'm like, oh, cool, I'm going to run with it. He's like, thank you so much, Mr. Ariano. Is there anything else we can do for you? And I'm like, okay, boundary bubble, buddy. Boundary bubble.
And where'd you guys eat at?
Right. We ate at the Sandbar.
That's the one that's outside, right? Like,
yeah, it's a Mexican restaurant. Really, really cool. But yeah, dude, a lot of shops, Santa Barbara area. But yeah, man, we had a view of the ocean. I mean, it was very unique, man. If you ever get a chance, the Ritz-Carlton, Barcata, It's a little bit pricey, but very well worth it.
They had all the nice cars all parked out front.
Oh man, they had the Maybach, and then they had Rolls Royce. I was like, shh. I don't want to say, yeah, Mr. Ariano's in the Maybach. They'd be like, hey, no, you better back off.
He's on Mr. Ariano's in the Manbach.
Oh, yeah. No, but the cool is that they actually, and while I was waiting, they were like, would you like some champagne? I said, yes, I will. So I double fisted it. It was actually pretty good, man. It was fun. So as far as everything else, man, I would say the service was by far the best, dude. No, we didn't. We were there for about 2 days, and then we ended up leaving, having to come back because the kids got back to school.
The pools weren't open, or
what? They were wide open. There was the adult only pool where.
Then go in there and get it.
No.
Did you guys go walk the beach?
Walk the beach,
all the
man.
way. There's like all the way to like that. When you walk it, I think there's like kind of like a little surf shop, or not like a surf shop, but it's just kind of it's just like right by itself. Like
we passed by there. Yeah.
That's legit, dude.
We didn't do that. We hung out at the bar area, and then there was this nature hike. So someone there is a conservationist, so she took us down this trail. Really, really cool, man. Yeah. And then we took a bike ride. It was like an hour bike ride for her and I, and we just cruised, man. It was really dope.
Yeah.
The only thing that sucks is that because we were on beach cruisers, and they told us, go down this path, make a right, go down. You can go on the coast. I'm like, all right, cool. Beach cruiser. All right. They didn't fucking tell us that. Please take the mountain bikes because it's terrain territory.
You guys went on beach cruises in the terrain?
Yeah, we were thinking cool. Oh man, so I had to stand up, pedal. And I'm like, man. I mean, eventually, once you got out of the hills and the bumps, then there was a cool little area where you can bike ride with a beach cruiser. But God damn it, next time take the mountain bike. They don't tell you about that shit. I almost ate it. I was like, man,
that's a cool trip though, huh? She like it?
Oh yeah, she loved it, man. It was fantastic. It was definitely one of the highlight vacations that we've had. Just her and I, no kids, which was cool. And they had kids there, but I mean, just the service, man. I mean, I could definitely see myself going back there again and having that experience because they make you feel like you're a fucking rock star.
Did you indulge? Like, make sure you know what I'm saying? Like, ate there, had them filling everything up for you, like paid a little extra to get taken care of?
You know what we did? Well, with the spa treatment, we had a 50-minute massage, hung out there. I know they had the gym there, but we had a couple drinks there, and that was cool. But as far as everything else, man, just the whole ambiance of it, really, really laid back. Man.
Yeah, that's dope.
Definitely appreciate it, man. So,
I can't think of the other one that's on in Santa Barbara. It's like on the main street. God, it's a nice one too. It's like almost towards the very end of not State Street, but like the street where they play all the volleyball and everything, like right across. Like, I don't know. I always have pictures of it, but I've been there before. But Santa Barbara's my shit, dude. Like, hey, somehow, some way, I'm gonna make that move out to Santa Barbara. I'm like, there's gonna be that time. I don't care how expensive the real estate. I'll be having a little 2-2 over there for like $1 million.
That's all you need. That's all you need.
Turn that shit into Airbnb. I'm here, there. I'm there. Like, I definitely got to get out there. That's for sure. Like, I'm coastal. Like, I just want to be at the coast just because the vibe's always different. Like, you feel like all the worries go away. But I mean, that's kind of, and I can do business here. I mean, I don't really plan to consistently always be in real estate, but but there's, I think, somewhere I'm gonna be in the right place at the right time for that venture of what's gonna hit.
You will, man. And I know you're gonna do it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's just a matter of time. I think everyone's laid back over at the beaches because they said that the ocean literally is therapy. Just the sound of it definitely calms you down.
Go put your feet in the ocean. Ooh. Sometimes you just gotta drive to the river and put your feet in the water.
Jumping feet first. Yeah, man. So
and ground yourself.
Yeah, so as far as everything else, man, sometimes like for myself, I get into like these mental blocks where I enjoy like those moments, right?
Yeah.
But like everything else, I'm not perfect. There's certain things that in my mind I'm trying to like figure out. And I've talked to you, off camera, certain things that that are kind of like my core that are on my mind, and I just want to put out there to anybody that if there's something that you're struggling with and you feel no one can listen to you. We're no experts. Reach out to somebody, talk to somebody, get out of your chest because most of the times it'll lead you up inside, and there ain't nothing worse than that, man. So that's why, thank you for being here to listen to me, and you definitely helped out in therapy sessions as far as I call it mental therapy.
I'm not licensed,
but
I'm just a good listener.
You want to be able to just talk about it, man, because one of the things that happened for us this weekend is my dog Dodger.
Oh man.
He's been in our family for well over 12 years, almost 13 years, and American Beagle. And, we had to make that ultimate decision where we gotta put him down.
Yeah.
He's up in age, and he had a lot of medical complications,
Mhm.
and he was happy, but it hurt us to see him in pain all the time.
Yeah.
Yelping at night, food change.
Well, he had that big old cyst too, growing on his lip.
They when we took him to bed, they took a sample of it, because they want to examine it. They think it's cancerous, that it was growing. So, if you don't know about it, but American Beagles, because they have a long back, it's like a bridge. There's no foundation under it. That with time, their back will start bending.
Oh shoot!
Right? Because it's heavy, and that'll cause like a pinched nerve or the bones to start rubbing, especially with age. So, he got to a point where it was just too much out of pain, and that was my son's dog.
So how did you guys know that you guys had to put him down? Like what happened that morning?
Well, no, it was a culmination of things. We had been taking him to the vet, and the vet's like, they give us medicine for it. This will help ease the pain, but we can't do anything.
Do they ever just like? Because I've never had a dog that I've had to put down with. I mean, have you? Do they kind of like give you that option? Like you probably should, and the way the vet did it, he made it seem like it was like tires, like, hey, eventually you're gonna have to get these tires changed because they're gonna pop. And with Dodger, that was his
he was like, well, he's only got about about maybe a year or so left to live.
He's kind of trying to like lead you to the decision of it.
Like he's circling the drain, so to speak.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey man, I was like, well, we'll do what we can, right?
Yeah.
And he was good, but it just it was tough, man. My wife's like, hey, she's the one that initiated, which surprised me. Like, hey, maybe it's time. And you always want to think the best and be like, no, he'll be fine. It's just a funk. He'll get out of it. But then when we look back consistently week after week, he's like progressively getting worse and worse. And I don't want to throw medication on that because that's just a small little patch, avoiding the inevitable. So it was like, you know what, it sucked, but it was my son and I, because it was his dog. So we took him to the vet, and my sister worked there. And Dodger, he was like, I think they have like the sixth sense where like they know something's gonna happen because it was so fucking weird. He kept staring at me like,
damn. He's just like, yo, we about to do this right now?
Yeah,
is that what you're gonna do?
Yeah, dude. And it was crazy because my son.
Did you feel guilty, or did you feel like you guys were having a connection? Like he's just saying bye to you. He's like, hey man.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was a bye connection. Like, but it was weird because like I was just talking like, hey Dodger, hey man, I love you, and he's like, and it was weird because the minute I said I love you, he did like,
dang,
like hey, like, and that hurt me, dog. That really did hurt me. I was like, he can actually understand me. So then my son, we're right there, we're hanging out, and we're just waiting. They give you it's the worst because the minute you're in the room, and then it's like, oh shit, it's really gonna happen. And then they're like, okay, we'll be right back. They take them, and it's like,
they don't watch you. They don't do it in front of you.
No, they took them because they wanted to put like a catheter in.
Oh, okay.
So that way they can inject it easily. So they took them, and I felt like that moment when they took when you have a baby and the nurses take them to go do something. Hey, where are you going? Like, be good. So they brought him back, and he's just like, he noticed that he had something on there, and he's kind of looking down and like, oh, that's different. Yeah. And he's looking around, looking at my son and me, and then he just starts looking all over the place. He's smelling everything because you're in a vet. So beagles, they love to smell. They're hunting dogs. So he could smell the different dogs that have been there, and I think he's like, and he looks up at me like, hey, what are you doing? He's like, and he'd go to the edge, and he's trying to figure out like, where is this place? And then the doctors come in, and then the assistant comes in, and like they're holding them down, and I'm like, all right, it's gonna happen. Like I braced myself, my son, I talked to him, like, do you want to be in the room? He says, yeah. So at first he didn't, but then he changed his mind. So we're there waiting, and then they tell us they have two injections they give him, one to kind of calm him down a little bit, and the second one is to stop. So they injected the first one, and he kind of started acting up. I'm like, shit, he's full of energy. But I think it might have been the adrenaline, like him feeling it. So they inject him, and he's kind of like, the assistants hold him down, and he's kind of like, and then he finally starts calming down, and then you see him just kind of resting a little bit, and that's when it fucking hit me, dude. I was like, oh fuck, man. Yeah. And then I was like, I was trying to be brave, like, all right, for my son, and my son's in back of me, and so when they injected the other one, it calms down, and the vet, he checks it, and like seriously, it felt like
goes to sleep
forever, dude, and he just goes to sleep, and then because you see his heart beating really fast, and then it slows down, and then like the vet checks it, and he's all like, okay, he's no longer with us. and that fucking, I started bawling.
Yeah.
Bawling.
Wow.
It really.
So what did they do? They cremate him?
No, they give you the option to cremate him, but it's sorry, man. I thought I was over it, but
Yeah.
He was a really really good dog, man. So many memories with him, and I just and in retrospect, I think like okay, it's okay. I've seen animals die all the time from going hunting, but like he wasn't just a pet, man. He was a family member, man. He had a family, and so he didn't have a wife. We ended up getting rid of her because she chewed up every damn thing.
You had bought him an old lady?
Yeah,
got him a girl?
They gave us a dog, and she was like half pit, half Labrador. Really smart girl, and so she was already ready, and so they had babies, or whatever. But no, they gave us the option to cremate him, but I didn't want to do the cremation thing.
So what you guys did?
So they give you the option of you can get like a plaque where it's like a stamp his paw. So they're gonna call us once they get the paw made, and they
it's actual paw?
No, not like a rabbit's foot.
Oh,
but it's an imprint. Like
what do they do? Just bury him?
No, they take care of them. So they'll probably end up cremating them and then just get rid of the ashes.
Oh, okay.
They give you that option, but I asked my son, "Do you really want like Dodger?" He's like, "No." And the crazy thing is, my sister's like, "Hey, brother, like if you haven't cremated, it's a bunch of ashes, and I'm not saying it happens all the time, but
mix them up with other dogs.
Mix them up with another dog.
Oh, no.
I don't want to take that chance. I like just imprint his paw in a little plaque, and then we'll keep that. My son, he kept his dog tag. Yeah, man, that fucked us up a little bit, man. So they walk out. They're like, "Hey, we'll give you some time for yourself. Take as much time as you need." So we were there, and we just, I told them as much as we could. Hey, I love you, dog.
No, I was like, I can't see that far in my glasses. Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Man.
So, so we still have another dog there. She's a small puppy. Is one that
newer dog, right?
Yeah. We've had her for I think like 6 months now. She's like a little Shih Tzu Maltipoo or something.
Yeah.
She's cool. So now we're training her to be an in-house.
Yeah. She could she tell the difference? That dog right there?
Hell yeah, dude.
Like, where's he at?
Yeah, because she used to see him all the time because she's always jumping on him. Dodger was just like that old man, like, "Hey, get the fuck away from me. I don't want to play. Stop."
Yeah.
And she kept at it. And so now that Saturday, I swear, dog, they communicate with each other, like they know. And
who?
The puppy Pebbles.
Yeah.
So she's like looking around, and you just see her because you can tell she's just like. She's not looking for food. It's not like, "Oh, I'm chasing after a bird." She's like looking, searching, and then like stops and she looks at me and she turned her head and like,
"Yeah,
hey, what's up?" I'm like, it's crazy. I never thought I'd be that guy, but I was like, "Hey, Pebbles, come here, girl."
Hey, how at you?
So I was talking to her, and I don't know if she could understand me or you dog lovers or pet dog lovers probably know more than me, but I talked to her and I picked her up. I was like, "Hey, Pebbles, look." And I told her what happened, and she's kind of looking at me, looking away, and then she looked at me again, looked away, and I swear, dude, I felt like she said, she's like, "So I'm gonna get more treats now." Like,
dang, I just slide into number one.
Yeah, dude, yeah, because now she's in the house now, and she runs around. And the thing about her is that whenever I see her or she sees me and "Hey, Pebbles, what's up?" She gets excited and she'll piss all over the place. And I hate that.
Super excited.
So now they say that whenever they do that, they're overexcited. Just don't pay any attention. Wait till like the anxiousness or them being happy mellows out, and then you can pet them without them pissing everywhere. So we're trying to slowly wing her into that. But she's running around the house all like, "Oh, for real?"
Yeah.
Took a bath in the bathtub, and she's all like, "Oh, snap. This is like," it was like some out of a movie. So now she's getting all these, like the bubble bath and all the special attention, all the shit. Yeah, so she came up, because she's small. And the good thing about her is that she doesn't shed. So she's hyperallergenic, which is great. Dodger was shed all over the damn place like shit. But, she's a girl. And so, yeah, man. So that happened on this past Saturday. So, but, the whole family, my wife and my daughter, they weren't there. And so they were hosting a party for my mother-in-law. And then I come home because they couldn't figure out how to open up a wine bottle. They didn't know how to open it. I said, "Do this.
Google it."
No one thought about Googling. Nobody thought of it. I said, "You got to be kidding me."
Yeah.
I get home and then my daughter's bawling. I'm like, "What's going on?" And she tells me, she found out what happened with Dodger,
Yeah.
and she just missed him. But the crazy thing was is that before that, when we told my son, we talked about it, my daughter was like, "Well, it's all right, Christian. We got Pebbles. We'll be fine." Like, she was really tough. But then when it came down to it, like, reality hit, and she's just like bawling. I'm like, "What's wrong?" I just missed Dodger. I'm like, "Yeah, we all do, but you know, life goes on." So yeah, I hope we get that plaque, man. It was
appreciate you sharing that story.
Yeah, it was tough, man, but it's one of those things where we had to make an executive decision because I don't want him suffering, man. I mean, how bad would that be? Yeah. You know? And my son, one of the things, man, is that he had told us that he felt bad. Like, why do you feel bad? He says, I feel I didn't spend enough time with Dodger. And we're like, look, son, don't guilt yourself over that. You spent as much time as you could. Let's just enjoy the good memories, you know? And that got me thinking that the people that end up regretting the most not spending time with someone when they pass because, you know, they feel like they weren't a part of their lives as much for whatever guilt or whatever it may be. But I told them, I took that opportunity like, hey, you know, don't feel guilty about that. You did spend time with them, right? Yeah. Okay. Well, there's going to come a time when I get old and if I do happen to pass, I don't want you to feel like you didn't spend enough time with me. So I told him with that token, this is a life lesson, son. As you get older, you're going to do other things. I'm still your dad. We're going to have your mom. We still have your grandparents. Take the time to spend quality time with each one of us. It doesn't have to be all damn day. You know, stop by every now and again because you're going to have a life. So make sure, I don't want you crying for me. I want you to be happy, cracking jokes when I pass. You know, so take that time. Take this as a lesson. Spend a little bit of time, quality time with someone you love, man, and you'll be good.
Yeah. No, I agree, dude, 100%. Well, I think with that, man, I mean, I think that when that one on now it's on a high note.
Yeah.
You know, just don't forget, you know, every day's a new day.
Yeah.
You can do something different, touch somebody different, spend quality time with someone different. You know, if you can just sometimes get out of just saying, I got to do this and I got to be here and get all caught up in the fast paces of life and just cherish the free moments and, you know, man, and just like us being able to do this, man, I appreciate that. And if anybody isn't following us, make sure you follow us, put a stamp on a podcast and just stay plugged in. We're here. We'll stay connected. Keep following the pages. We love interacting with you folks. Anything you want to say?
So as far as everything else, man, thank you guys so much for all the support. If we've done something in your life, feel free to share it on, you can put a stamp on it on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. If we're making a difference in your life, share it with everyone else because you never know. Someone could be feeling the exact same way you do.
Share your story with us.
You know, you might pay it forward and touch someone else. You know,
and we look to keep bringing some guests too as well, man. Last week we had Anthony Ruiz, man. That was great for Titan Academy for Kids. That was a great one. We had Ed Farfan, the Iron Man, recently. I looked to keep bringing some people more on. You know, so if anybody has any suggestions of it, or if you're just interested in being in the podcast and sharing a story, again, we don't look at things like it just to be super successful. But if you have a story that you feel you want to give back to our community here in Kern County, Bakersfield,
please do
hit us up. Let's get connected. All right, guys.
All right, you guys. Thank you so much.
Have a good one. Hey, we're done. And